Hey, how is everyone? Got you spying on me there. My name is Trucker Ray. Welcome to my YouTube channel if this is the very first time you're visiting. I share my experiences out here on the highways of Canada, maybe even into the US in the spring, and I love to share my relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, Yeshua. I am just finishing up a 36-hour reset. Actually, it's probably more. My actual reset, I think, would have been over at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I was going to take an extra day off, but I was going to take Sunday off because it's Saturday right now. It's the 12th. But I'm just feeling a little antsy. Went out today. What did I do today? I went to go visit some friends. I went to go see my daughter today. And I drove down to White Rock, if you guys are not familiar with that. There's a park there that I used to walk through all the time when I was about 17, 18 years old. For some reason, I was just drawn to go down there today. And it was really neat because there's a park there. It's called Crescent Park. And I used to walk those trails all the time when I was about 17 or 18 years old. So I decided to go down there today, and I realized this is the first time I've been down there in 30 years. It's crazy, 30 years. Last time I was there was 1986. And it was really interesting driving, or should I say, it was really interesting driving there to that location and then getting out and actually walking through those trails. And I'm thinking to myself, I remember I was like 16 years old, I think I was 17 years old walking through those trails. So it was it was neat to kind of reminisce, and I remember some of the trails, and it wasn't too bad. And then from there, I went to go visit a couple friends, and then out to Abbotsford to visit my daughter. I was going to go to church today, but you know what? I just didn't feel up to it. I just didn't feel it's. I've been just going through a very interesting, just didn't have the best day today. Let's just say that. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to give dispatch a call and let them know I'm going to be available tomorrow. So they got me. They got me on a load that is. Leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning. How nice. But you know what? I don't mind that because the sooner I get out of here, the earlier I get into Calgary and I can relax. So that's kind of what's going on. Had a good reset. What did I do on Saturday? I got here on Friday. Yesterday was Saturday. I went into Vancouver with my friend Sean. It was actually a lot of fun. First, I went to Metrotown. It's a big mall, 4-story mall complex. I think it's 4 stories. Well, it is if you include the parkade. But anyway, it's a pretty good sized mall. Nowhere near as big as the West Edmonton Mall, but it's really big. It's one of the bigger malls in Canada. And I went to go find myself a trench coat. I've been wanting to get my hands on a trench coat for a while. And I went to go look at one that I had on hold, and I'll tell you something, it had fur around the neck and everything. And I put it on, I went, I look like a pimp. I can't wear this. So anyway, so I thanked them very much. I didn't tell them that, but I said that to myself. So I said, no, I'm sorry, this isn't quite my style. So I was just about ready to walk out of the mall when I walked by this one place, and I noticed that they had some nice trench coats sitting there, and I found one that fit me really well, and it looked really good on me, and I went, thank you, Lord, I found one, and it was on sale. Normally $256 it was for this thing. It was on sale for $99. So I was really blessed. So got myself a nice trench coat today, or yesterday, plus a couple pair of shoes that I was looking. It's funny, you go into these places and they suck you in. Skechers, what are they, Skechers? That's what they're called, the shoes. Anyway, I really liked them. And they had a sale on, well, buy one pair and get the second pair 30% off. So I got a brown pair and a black pair, so to go with my black jeans. So, yeah, I spent some more money, but you know what? At least I look presentable now when I go to church. I have my blazer, I have nice jeans, I have nice shoes, all ready to go. All dressed up and nowhere to go, more or less. And today, I stopped at Fraserville ERV and I went to go look at some fifth wheels because I was thinking of maybe getting one because I like living out of my truck, but I'd like to have a home base. It would really be nice. I don't know if I want to do that. Payments are about $600-700 a month. They're about $80,000 for these units. They're not cheap, but when you get in these things, they're really nice. They're really nice, nicer than some condos I've seen. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm thinking about it, but it was just nice to look around. Anyway, so that's kind of what happened on my reset. So we're ready for another 70-hour week. Hopefully it goes a little bit smoother. I checked the weather forecast. Looks like it's going to be snowing up on top of the Coquihalla tonight. So we're probably going to end up running into some of that when we get there. Maybe the sand trucks will be working it. We'll find out whether or not we'll be going through the canyon or straight through. I don't know yet. We'll find out. So, yeah. So, I just wanted to say welcome back to everyone that's regular viewers, and I thank you for all your comments. And yeah, the viewership I noticed on some of the videos have gone down. It's kind of strange. Some videos have like ridiculous amounts of views and some don't have really any. I don't quite understand how that works. But oh well. Every video has something good in it, so I hope that whoever does watch it is blessed by it. So anyway, so that's what's going on. So I'm just gonna relax here tonight. I'm filling out my log so I don't have to do it tomorrow morning, my log for tomorrow, and then I just have to fill in the trailer because I don't know what the trailer number is that I'm picking up. And then I'm gonna get some early sleep and be up at set my alarm for like 4 o'clock in the morning and head on out of here. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you early tomorrow morning. Good morning. It is 15 minutes after 4 a.m. Yeah, everybody loves to wake up at this hour. Just grabbing my Omega Essentials High Potency Fish Oil. But I have it, before I used to have it in the tablet form, and now I have it in liquid form. Look at this is how tired I am. I want to drink it with a fork. My load finally showed up here. I was supposed to be here at 3. I was going to wake up at 3, but I decided no, I'm going to get up at 4. I usually have a teaspoon and a half of this. And have one of my multivitamins. I have an apple, I have a banana. And last night I pre-made 2 chicken sandwiches. That when I'm getting a little hungry, I can stop and I grab something out of my fridge. I just don't feel like spending a whole lot of money anymore in any of these places buying food. All right, I'm ready to go.
2 unread messages.
And my dash lights don't want to work. Oh, there they are. Love computers, don't you? They come on when they want, the lights. I noticed that it did that with me in my other truck here. This is the first time it's actually done that with me. I had my lights on earlier and I'm like, why aren't they working? Hold on. You know what I'm doing. Because I did move the trailer a bit and I want to make sure I didn't dislodge it. Now I can't find my flashlight. There it is. Okay, folks. I'm all ready to roll. I'm ready to rock and roll. You know, last night, I didn't show you guys, when I was sitting in the bunk, I didn't show you my flashy lights in the back. I got some colored lights, Christmas lights, on the top bunk, lit up. You can see them probably a little bit. Yeah, right up here. It looks cozy. I like it. Mood lighting. Or in some cases, if I really feel like really getting down, I just put on some 70s music and I turn it into a disco. No. no thanks. It doesn't mean I can't dance. I'd rather sing than dance. How's that sound? And I'm not quite into the disco. Okay, well, I was supposed to leave at about 3:30, but you know what? It's okay. It's a good thing I didn't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, because Milo didn't show up until 4, so I would have been a little bit upset if I would have gotten up early and found out that my load didn't even show up here. Oh well, better late than never to leave, right? And I don't mind leaving this early in the morning because there's no traffic. And if anybody's been watching my videos long enough, you will know that that's a real blessing for me. This year has not been the best year for me. My patience has really been tested because of the construction and all the traffic we've been dealing with. It's just been a real, well, let's just say, yeah, it's been really testing my patience, let's just say that. And I'd like to say that I have quite a bit of patience. I do now. I have a lot of patience. God must be doing something. He must be preparing me for something to have the patience I have now. Yeah. All right, I'm going to open up with a prayer. A much needed prayer. Heavenly Father, I thank you, Lord, for this morning. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings. And I ask you, Lord, to forgive me for being a little bit impatient this weekend. It wasn't the best weekend for me. I just ask, Lord, that you look past my shortcomings, and Lord, that we could just put all that behind us and move forward this week. That this week would be prosperous, that this week would give you glory. Heavenly Father, I just pray that you would please watch over me as I make my way to Calgary. I pray, Lord, that you would just Cover this vehicle in the blood of Christ. Please protect the animals on the road and other motorists. And Lord, may everything I do, say, and think bring you glory. Father God, I pray for those that are watching this video right now. I pray that you would bless everyone who's watching this video. Lord, that you would see to all their needs. For anyone that's having a difficult time right now, or a struggle, or whatever it might be, Lord, I pray that you would just help them to get through this very difficult time in their life. I also pray, Lord, that you would give each and every one clear wisdom and discernment on what they should do regarding difficult decisions that they have in their life. And Lord, may everyone watching this video turn to you. Those who believe in you and those who don't, I pray, Lord, for those that don't, that you would draw them closer to you, and that they would truly experience your wonderful salvation, Lord Jesus, before it's too late. And I emphasize that in quotations, before it's too late. And Lord, I pray that those that are watching this video that do know you, Lord, would you please have your hand on them as well, and watch over them, bless them, and guide them. In Yeshua's name I pray, amen.
The hurt that broke your heart and left you trembling in the dark, feeling lost and alone. We'll tell you hope's a lie, but what if every tear you cry will seed the ground where joy will grow? Nothing's wasted, nothing's wasted in the hands of our Redeemer. Nothing's wasted. It's from the deepest wounds that beauty finds a place to bloom, and you will see before the end that every broken piece is gathered in the heart of Jesus, and what's lost will be found again. Nothing's wasted, nothing's wasted in the hands of our Redeemer. Nothing's wasted. From the ruins, from the ashes,
just listening to the forecast on the Weather Channel. And it looks like there's a wind warning in effect for the Rocky View area. And the clouds look pretty ugly. I don't see any snow in the forecast, didn't hear that, just a wind warning. But I really hope that it doesn't really do anything until I get to the yard, because this trailer is almost empty. It wouldn't take much to toss this thing into the ditch when it's this empty. You guys that have been watching my videos for a while, you'll probably remember that time I was working for Butterworth, and I was making my way from I think Saskatoon or Regina into Lethbridge, and I ran into a really, really bad windstorm, hailstorm. Everything was really bad, and there was actually a camper that was on its side in the ditch because the wind just tossed it into the ditch like it was a toy. I'll never forget that. That was pretty scary. And I had an empty trailer with me. I didn't know I can't believe I even made it back. I know God. I know it was the Lord. The Lord got me through that one for sure. Anyway, not too long now, we'll be at the yard. I'm really bagged. I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. I'm tired. Really tired. Didn't have much of an opportunity to stop because I need to be able to get in my 10 hours off. Hopefully I'll be able to pull that off by the time by the time I get to the yard. I have 4 hours. Well, yeah, I should be able to do it. I'm tired. I'm babbling here. I'm babbling. Made it to the yard. Made it to the yard. In one piece. Hey, come on now, congratulate me. One piece. Not bad for 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm being sarcastic. I don't want congratulations. Yeah. Well, I got up at 4. I left at 4:30. Well, we're here. Well, 4, and it's 4 o'clock now, so really it took me 11 and a half hours to get here? That doesn't seem right. $11 hours. 11 hours. Yeah, that's about right. That's pretty well with no delays, and yeah, no stopping either, all the way. I must be out of my mind. I gotta learn to relax a little bit more. But you know what? This was a really hot load, which means it really didn't have a whole lot of time to get here. So that's why they asked me to leave so early, so I could get in here quick. And I guess they figured I was the guy that could do it, so they did. So they asked me to do it, so I wasn't gonna let them down. Now I'm bagged. Hopefully when I get out of this truck, I'll get a second wind so I can take a walk. It's 12 degrees or 11 degrees out here. Let's find out. Let me show you a new little toy that I got. This is what you call a thermal. What do they call this thing? ProPoint laser thermometer. I'll show you how well this thing works. I don't know if you're not going to be able to see that, but zapping the top of my head here. 33 degrees. Outside on the asphalt. 5.6. Oh, wait a minute, it's warming up now. Come on. It's about 5 on the asphalt. And the windshield at 17. This is a really cool little gadget. The reason why I bought this thing is so I can actually check the tire temperature when I'm going around the tire, like when I'm at a brake check. If the tires are really, really hot, that usually means they're not inflated to the proper PSI. And if they're all the same, and you can tell which one's not inflated properly, and if it's not inflated properly, and it's a little bit, well, I'll say it's even 10 or 15 PSI lower than it should be, which it should be at about 90 to 95 in most cases, you have a high chance of a blowout. Your tire could blow out on you. So, you just zap the tires with this, and it'll tell you if any of the tires the temperatures are bad. It's a good thing to have. Plus, you could also zap the brake pods, which will tell you whether or not your brakes are warm. Or you can zap the rims to find out if any of your brakes are rubbing. Or if you just feel like finding out, how cold it is out here. And by just doing touching my mirror, it's about, saying it's about 12 degrees. So that's actually pretty accurate. It's cooler on the asphalt, obviously. So this is a neat little toy. One of the safety guys out here, his name is Toby, nice guy. One of the nicest guys, him and Daryl are the two nicest guys I've met with this company. And he told me about that. He said you should get one of those things. So I did. Works really well. I think it will also be very, very handy when I'm sitting somewhere and I need to find out whether or not the ground is icy. I'm going to be able to tell by just zapping it to find out how cold it is. If there's black ice on the road or whatnot. Okay, I'm going to unhook this trailer and then I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just feel like a vegetable in a straitjacket right now. I just not feeling my greatest, so yeah, I'm gonna drop this trailer and go from there. Beautiful morning. Gotta love these sunrises out here in Calgary. They are beautiful. Well, it is another day. And I have my load assignment already. Looks like I'm going to be doing a Walmart load today. It's kind of surprising. I haven't had one in a while. So where am I going to be going, you ask? I am going to be heading to, shouldn't have done that. Now I can't see it all. I'm going to be heading to Salmon Arm and then Kelowna and then Penticton. I haven't done that run for a while, so that'll be a nice change. And then from there, I could take my empty back to Calgary, or I could be taking that empty back to Vancouver. I'll find out. Find out tomorrow, but in the meantime, that's kind of what's happening. My dear friends, I'm going to open up with a prayer if you want to join me. Father God, I just thank you for this beautiful day. I thank you, Lord, for your grace. I thank you, Lord, for providing everything that we need in our lives. Lord, I just pray that you would watch over us today, and that's including every single person watching this video. Believers and non-believers alike, Lord, I pray that you'd watch over them and bless them. And Lord, for those that are watching this video right now, and they don't know you, Lord, I pray that you would just speak to their heart, draw them closer to you. And for those out there that do know you, Lord, I pray that you would continue to strengthen them. And that you would just place a special unction, a special anointing on this video. That it would just reach everyone who watches it. That it would touch their heart. Show them how wonderful of a Savior you are, Yeshua. And Lord, may everything that I say, do, and think bring you glory today. In Yeshua's name I pray, amen. Amen. Okay, I'm all ready to go here. I'll tell you what I had to do. My dispatch had sent me my load assignment, but they never send me an empty trailer, so I'm like, okay, how long is it going to take for the guy that assigns the empty trailers? So I ended up calling the Calgary office, and they're like, well, the guy's not in yet. When do you expect him in? Well, he should be in any minute or any moment or whatever. And I'm like, okay, but we know what that always means. It means whenever. So I decided, okay, get a hold of somebody who might know where these empty trailers are. So more or less I did some investigating myself and looked around and found an empty trailer. Gave them a call and say, is this one in service? Yes, it is. It's a multi-temp one. I can take this one to Walmart. Sure, you could. Okay, put me on it. I got my empty. So I had to do everything myself. Thanks to a really nice guy out in Ontario who helped me find the trailer I was looking for. He did some computer work and went, yep, that one's good to go. And I went, right on. I'm on my way then. Because the only reason why I'm doing this, I'm not trying to undermine what my dispatcher's doing, but I have three drops, and the last one says the appointment is around 11:30 at night. I can't make that appointment. I wouldn't be able to make it because I was, if I'm starting my shift at 9 o'clock or 8:39, but you know what, I may not have, I got to get there by at least 10. I got to get to Penticton by at least 10 to be able to get enough sleeper hours so I don't go into violation. If any of that made any sense. Because you need at least 10 hours, you need 10 hours a day off. 8 hours consecutive, which I already got this morning. And 2 more hours off, whether in the sleeper berth or off duty. So I got to make sure I have that by the end of my day. Or I go into violation. So that's why I want to get out of here as soon as possible so I can get those 2 hours at the end of my day. So I think that makes sense, doesn't it, guys? All right. So I don't know if our load's going to be ready. No idea if it's going to be ready when I get there. I hope it is. We'll find out soon enough. 13 degrees out here again in Calgary. I don't know what it's going to look like in the Okanagan. I don't know what it's going to look like on highway. Come on, truck. Can you please go into gear? Please. It's an empty trailer. Don't work so hard. Today is my lucky day. Load is already ready. It's not supposed to be ready by 11:30 Calgary time. It's ready now. 10:14. Gotta like that, eh? Gotta like that. So I'll just drop this trailer, grab the other one, and be on my way, and hopefully 721, is that it over there? No. Hopefully we'll be okay today. This is just west of the brake check here, and I'm really curious what they're doing with this, because they're just making that little mound smaller and smaller and smaller, and they're just replacing the dirt and removing the dirt. The Husky and Sycamoose, and I just finished fueling up because my reefer was low. Whoever dropped the trailer off over at the Walmart DC didn't fill it up again. I had to fill that up, top my fuel up, and I needed some fuel myself, so I had grabbed a can of sardines. So that is give me some protein. I'm really trying to watch what I eat, because you know, I start noticing progress, and then all of a sudden I start noticing the little roll coming back. I'm like, it's just ridiculous, man. It doesn't matter what I do. I can't have any kind of sugar. You know what? If I had an opportunity to do some running, it would be a totally different story. But I don't have that option right now. The way things have been working with this company lately, I never know when I'm going out. I never know when I'm going to be where I need to be. It's really hard to plan a fitness routine. So I do my workout in the truck. I would love to get some cardio in and burn some of the calories. You know, I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. I have good muscle in my legs, my arms, my chest. It's just the little belly part, and the part why it's so hard for me there is because before I started driving truck, I raised my kids for 16 years. I was working on a computer for all that time pretty well, doing radio programming and that. And I used to drink a lot of Pepsi. Didn't really care at that time. Well, I'll tell you something. I don't drink pop anymore. I just don't. And ever since then, it's been really, really hard to get rid of the the little roll there. Oh, sometimes it's a big roll. So I'm working on it. I'm trying. I'm eating a whole lot better now than I used to. I don't nearly have as much. Like when I go into Walmart and I want to buy myself treats, I used to love buying my chocolate milk. I don't buy that anymore. I used to like buying a little cheesecake where I can enjoy a dessert at night. I don't buy that anymore. I'm eating my apples and oranges and my apples, oranges, bananas. I like to have more salads. I'm gonna have to buy some more salad or whatever. I'm just trying to find different ways how I can improve. But I think what I really want to do is I want to start running when I get to the yard. And I don't know, I may have to wait till the spring for that. I'm just going to have to go on a bit of a diet, a sugar-free diet, as much as I can. gym. And maybe knock off the carbs and knock off the bread. But how do you make sandwiches without bread? So, you know, I have to come up with some ideas that's going to work for me. Can't starve myself. I guess I could eat canned. You know what? I should try a diet of sardines for a straight week. I should weigh myself. Not in the evening, but in the evening have my regular meal that I normally have. I love my butter chicken. I'm really hooked on that stuff, actually. Have that in my evening, dinner time. Have my sardines at lunchtime. Have a banana and an apple and an orange in the breakfast time. And I have protein powder, take a protein drink if I have a chance to do that. Or have a can of sardines in the morning as well. And you guys might think that's pretty gross, but you know what? Sardines has a lot of protein in it. And I like fish, so it's fine by me. But anyway, that's my plan. Hopefully by the spring, I'll be in good shape. And I'm also working on my abs too with my exercises. I'm going to get an exercise video out for you guys soon. Very soon. Maybe within the next few weeks I'll have an exercise video of the routine that I do and the kind of food that I'm eating, and that you can actually keep yourself in good shape living out of a truck. I don't go home every day. I don't go home every second day. This is my home right now. So I managed to keep myself in relatively good shape in this truck, and I'll make a video to show you guys how it's done. Okay, I'm babbling too much here. I have another 27 clicks to go and I will be in Salmon Arm with my first drop. So I'm doing really good for time today. Really good. It looks like the rain stopped, finally. Well, I am at the Walmart in Salmon Arm, and they are refusing the load. Well, right now anyway, they said I'm too early. It's 4:27. They said they may be able to unload me at 7:30. So 3 hours. 3 hours! Oh! So that means I'll get into Penticton if I'm lucky. If they unload me at 7:30. If I'm lucky, I might get into Penticton by 11. Oh, turn off light. You're annoying me. To face it right in my face like that. Isn't that nice? So we got here at 4:15. I just can't believe that. That is just so funny. I'm sorry. And now I'm in, well, at least I'm going to get my sleeper berth time. At least I won't have to worry about running out of that now. So, yeah, that's just crazy. So, I think this is the first time this has ever happened. Out of all the Walmart loads I've ever done, they've always accepted them no matter what. And now they're like, sorry, we can't take you. I'm like, well, I can't take it with me. So, oh well. They said at first it was 10:30, and then I said, that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna have to leave if it's 10:30. I got other loads. And then they said, well, the earliest is 7:30. Well, 7:30 and 10:30 is a big difference, so I'll take 7:30. So, what do you do, right? What do you do? What do you do when you live in a shoe and you can't find your laces? Find something productive to do. Well, I could do my Psalm 119 study. I haven't done that in a couple of days. And I could take a walk, get some fresh air. Or there's a Winners next door. I could always go over there and take a look and see if there's anything good there to buy. But I think I've spent enough money on clothes and that I don't need any more, so I'm okay with that. I guess I'm just going to relax and work on a video and take a walk around. Maybe they'll have me unloaded sooner. You never know. So, that's all I can do. Wait it out. truck wash. Kids are on their way to school, so you gotta watch your speed around here. And I don't know if they're gonna turn me when I get back to the yard. I hope they will. Right now I'm on Highway 97C, making my way up the hill here. Heading westbound, and I was talking to some of the other drivers, and apparently the roads from here all the way to Zapkios is really bad. It's really snowing pretty good as we make our way up this hill. It's going to get white. I don't know if it's a good thing that I have an empty trailer. I might end up spinning out. Or if I could just keep the momentum going up the hill, I'll be fine, but we'll have to see, right? But yeah, if it's white, I don't know if the plow's even working it. Oh well. Find out in a real hurry. This is all a part of it, right? This is all a part of winter. We'll see what happens. Slippery out here. I'm starting to slide a bit, and I'm even starting to spin out a little bit. The whole trick here is just to maintain one momentum and, a little bit of momentum and leave it there, hopefully. Get to the top of the hill and lock up my diff. Certainly don't want to break down on the side of the road. Where's the sand trucks, man? No, yeah, I don't want to make him move. I don't want to. Yeah. What's he doing here? He's gonna get out of my way. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that, bud. I'll get out of the way here as soon as I can. Thank you very much. This is probably the first real dump on this highway this year. Gonna have to get used to this, though. Whenever we do those runs into the Okanagan, this is the only way home unless we go through Kamloops. But I don't think it's going to be any better from Inks Lake or Clapperton up there. It's probably going to be just as ugly, but oh well, that's all a part of this business, right? Like I said, I got a feeling I'll be putting chains on a few times this year. I don't think I'm going to get away with it this year. This is about a 6 to 7% grade. And I would say we're about 1,500 meters up right now. Still climbing. But you know what? It looks like they did something here, because this one, nice to have this one lane here open where your tires can grip onto it. That's kind of nice. It's -1 right now.
Guys, there's a semi-soft in the granny lane right at Sunset Main Road. Not sure what he's doing. He's outside his truck.
Maybe he's chaining up, maybe. Can't even see the road.
Nope. Pretty ugly out here.
Yeah, you can't see the road out here. Yeah, this guy's putting chains on. Wow, he could have pulled over to the right a little bit more than that.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, how stupid is this, guys? Jeez. That is really dangerous. Jeez. Gonna come by a hair driver. I would have to say that I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety right now. Normally you do when you can't see the road. You can't really see where they've plowed, so if you try to go around somebody, you could end up in the side where the snow is on the side and get stuck. Or end up in the ditch. So this is when you're literally saying, okay, Lord, truck is in your hands now. Not autopilot, God pilot. That's what I have it on right now, God pilot. Look at that, there's actually blue sky over there. Isn't that nice? Okay, I'm at the yard, dropped my trailer, and I guess they have a load assignment for me, but they're waiting for an empty trailer. So I guess I might be, I very well might be bringing back an empty trailer to Calgary. So, yeah, that looks like that might be what's going on here. I got the guys changing my wiper blades when I came over the highway there, over 97C, over the connector. My wipers weren't doing much for me. I mean, when it started really coming down, these wiper blades are a little bit worn, so I have them changing them for me. Hopefully they have a couple for me. It's been a while here. Maybe they're trying to dig some up, but I think I have a couple, a set sitting in my jockey box. I just haven't changed them yet. So if he can't find any, I got a set. So that's kind of what's happening here. We're waiting it out to see what we have, and if we're bringing it back an empty trailer, that's going to be a 24-hour run, which means I'll have 24 hours to get it there, but it'll be a lot better than sitting around here. We got a problem up here. And it looks like to me somebody on the right-hand side in the granny lane. Some truck is trying to get under a overpass that's too high. Or he got jammed underneath or something. You know how many times I've seen this on this overpass, this Ladner Trunk Road overpass? Oh my gosh, so many times. Oh my goodness. These are people that I don't know what they're thinking. They should know the height of their cargo. Look at this. I think he's jammed right underneath that thing. What is he trying to do? Or he's trying to back up. Maybe he didn't get out. Maybe he hit it. Now he's trying to back up. Come on, buddy. Come on, go, go, go. Yeah. You know what? Actually, I think he stopped. I think he stopped before he hit it. Probably realized how high it was. Well, that's gonna cause a backup. Someone made a boo-boo. Okay, we're moving again. I'm just on 16th Avenue right now and making my way towards 200, and it's just raining like crazy, man. It's coming down so hard. It sounds like bullets on my windshield. And it's a total traffic jam, of course, but that's the Vancouver area for you. Snowing too. It's rain mixed with snow. Okay, this is interesting weather. In White Rock, are you kidding? Made it into Kamloops. 8:37, and I got about 7 hours to go tomorrow morning when I head out. Oh man, I am so tired. I have been so exhausted in the last 3 or 4 days, just really drained. Oh, so glad this day is over. And I still have, I'm trying to remember here. Yeah, gee, what do I have left on my cycle here? I'm trying to remember what I have. I did my reset out in town. So I went up, down, and I'm heading back up, and back, and then back up, and then I do my reset. So that'll be cool. Looking forward to a reset. Already I am. I'm just gonna take advantage of it, just sleep. I'm so tired. Been so exhausted. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get some rest. I'll give the bite to eat, and then I'm gonna get some rest, and I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Good night. I am in Golden. Decided to stop and get myself a coffee and a couple of donuts. Or, I don't know how that came out. Muffins. What did I get here? This one is a multi-grain muffin. Look at all the, it looks like Quaker Harvest Crunch put on top of it. It's what you call a very, very healthy muffin. It's the healthiest one they have. And this one's a banana pecan muffin. Ooh, smells nice. And I grabbed a coffee. And I'll tell you something. I stopped over here at the Husky just to wash my windows and that, because I don't really need fuel right now. And usually I do stop here for fuel, but because I've been dragging empty trailers for the last 2 days pretty well, just really haven't needed any fuel. Good fuel economy when you have no weight. Anyway, so I pull into here, and you know, it's like every single reservoir that, you know, that the squeegees are sitting in, they're all empty. They have no water in them. All the squeegees are broken, or the handles are broken, or the part at on the bottom of it, you know, at the end of it, you've got a squeegee on one side and you've got a sponge on the other side. You put the water in there, and the sponge, or you dip the sponge in the water, and you can put the water in your windows, and then use the squeegee to wipe it off. Well, half of them don't even have any foam in the sponge part. I mean, it's totally ridiculous. I pulled 3 or 4 of them out and I just dropped them on the ground. And like, these are broken, they're no good. And there's no water. So I asked a lady there and I said, you know, what's going on? You can't even wash your windows. And she's like, oh, the guy hasn't gotten around to it yet. And I'm like, it's 12 noon. What's he waiting for? So anyway, this Husky is really, really bad. And I think anybody that's driven through here, that's a truck driver, will know the Husky and the Husky truck stop out here in Golden has a very bad reputation for gouging, price gouging, and just a very dirty and unkept facility. And it's too bad, because it's a really good location. And if they took better care of this place, they would probably make a lot more money, I think. So anyway, that's just my opinion. So we will get on our way.
You have 8 unread messages.
Yeah. Be on our way, and it should be nice weather all the way to Calgary. It looks like we're gonna have sunshine, and that's the way I like it. I'm at the Walmart DC and I'm dropping my trailer. I have no idea if my other one's going to be ready or not. Find out soon enough. But it was a little bit slippery going through Lake Louise and Banff area there on Highway 1, so I'm going to have to be very careful making my way up there. Well, I'm at the guard shack here, just waiting for another guy to finish up, and then I'll be on my way. Should be able to make it to Golden tonight, and then in the morning, make my way back to New Westminster, and I should be back home by 2 or 3 o'clock. Not sure if they're going to be able to turn me. If not, maybe I'll ask them for a PBI Edmonton and do a reset in Edmonton, or wherever they send me. It doesn't really matter. Hopefully they can turn me when I get back tomorrow. That would be nice, and then I can have an early reset. That would be really, really nice. What I mean by early is Friday. You guys probably noticed something a little bit different. I shaved this off. You know what? It's just, I look in the mirror and I don't know. There's too many gray hairs and I just don't want to be looking gray yet. I got a little bit of gray on the side and I'm okay with that, but I don't know. I like the clean shaven face. Makes me look a little bit younger, and I note my skin has a tendency to chap a little bit, and then I end up with a lot of dry skin, and I can't really put cream on when I have the goatee going there. So I figured, you know what? I just don't feel like dealing with that. It's easier just to shave it off. And besides, I think I look a little bit better with it off. Some people think I look better with it on. I look older with it on, and I'm not in a hurry to look older right now. I want to keep my youth as long as I can. So, this morning you see me with the goatee, and then in the evening, like, it's gone. Like, what happened to it? I shaved it off. Anyway, I don't know what this guy up here is doing, but I'd like to go. There we go. It's 7:45 p.m. Pacific time, and yes, we made it. It smells like campfire out here. I love that smell. Well, I wonder if there's even going to be a place to even park here. Might be a few people that might have the same idea. It's never fun driving through Rogers Pass. When it gets past 10 or 11 o'clock, everything freezes up there. We see quite a bit of accidents, as we've seen. We made our way up earlier today. So we'll see here. Looks like there's plenty of parking here, so that's nice. Make my way. Yeah, looks like there's plenty of parking. That's a switch. Look at this, eh? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Anyway, yeah, I'm pooped, tired. Glad this day is over. Oh, yes, I am. Got a good spot right here. Oh, I am tired. It's a long day today. Started in Kamloops, all the way to Calgary and back. So I have driven. How long did I go today? That restaurant's open. Probably gonna close on me. How long did I drive today? 10 hours and 45 minutes. That's not that much. You're so used to driving 13-hour days. 10 hours, 45 minutes. That's nothing. All right, guys. I'm going to go get a bite to eat, and then I'm going to hit the hay. We'll see you in the morning. morning, everyone. 6:41. I was up earlier than that. I was up at, what time did I get up? 5 or 5:30, I think I got up, or quarter after 5. You're probably wondering, what are you doing up that early? I went to bed early. I went to bed like at 9, and I was just tired, really needed the rest. And then when when you wake up and you have a chance to take a walk when everyone else is sleeping, you walk down the road and all the other trucks are there. They have their APU units on, the other heaters on. They're all sleeping in their trucks, and you're the only guy walking around. And you know what? That's a very, very precious time for me. This is the time I feel close to God no matter what time of the day it is. But first thing in the morning, it is wonderful medicine. You take 15 or 20 extra minutes of your day and just get up and just spend that time alone with the Lord. And I like to do it when I'm walking. If I get up at 5:30 in the morning and sit in the back of my truck, it's not the same thing. I have to get out and walk. And that's just me. I like to get out and walk and breathe the fresh air and talk to my Lord and tell him how my day is going and thank him for the day. And it's just one of those things where it's very valuable to me. So my friends, I'm going to share with you my reading of my psalm this morning. I read some of it yesterday. And where am I now anyway? I am at, sorry for the little light that's on there, it's annoying, but, where am I? I don't know, did I read 113? I don't think I did. I know I read your word is a lamp to my feet. So I'm going to do Psalm, if you want to read along with me, I'm going to do Psalm, this is New King James Version, Psalm 119, 113 to 120. Again, in the New King James Version. So if you guys are prepared, if you're not, you can pause the video. I really like Psalm 119. It's been a real blessing to me. Almost done. Still got a little ways to go. Like I said, I'm at verse 113, and it still has 176 verses in it. So I'm getting closer. It's been a real blessing to me. All right, 113 to 120. I hate the double-minded, but I love your law. You are my hiding place and my shield. I hope in your word. Depart from me, you evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of my God. Uphold me according to your word, that I may live, and do not let me be ashamed of my hope. Hold me up, and I shall be safe, and I shall observe your statutes continually. Remember, he's talking to God here. You reject all those who stray from your statutes, for their deceit is falsehood. You put away all the wicked of the earth like dross. You put away all the wicked of the earth like dross. And if you don't know what dross is like rubbish, garbage. Yeah, not the nicest word, but you put away all the wicked of the earth like trash, like refuse, like garbage. Therefore, I love your testimonies. My flesh trembles for fear of you, and I am afraid of your judgments. Wow. You put away all the wicked of the earth like dross. Therefore, I love your testimonies. My flesh trembles for fear of you, and I am afraid of your judgments. You know what? It sure sounds like David, doesn't it? I wonder if David is the author of this. I'm gonna have to do some research, but usually the Bible does tell us who the author is. But it sure sounds like David, doesn't it? Because he really, really does not have a whole lot of respect for people who reject and who reject God's law and statutes and his precepts and his commandments. And he really, really, it's almost like he enjoys it in a way when God shows his wrath. And you know what? He has a righteous anger. He has a righteous anger towards people that disrespect the Lord. And you know what? I kind of share that in a way. I do have a lot of compassion for people. You have to. If you're going to be a child of God, you have to have compassion for people, because you need that compassion to pray for people. If you're lacking compassion, you're lacking empathy, you're not going to be a person who prays for a lot of people. And especially people that have wronged you, especially for people that you know you should be praying for them, but you don't really want to. And if that's the case, then you need to pray and ask God that He'll give you more of an empathetic and compassionate heart and a forgiving heart. And then that way, it's not easy to pray for your enemies. It's not easy to pray for someone who's harmed you or wronged you. It's not easy at all. But there is a lot of healing in it when you do. So there you go. So that is Psalm 113 to 120. Hope you enjoyed that, you guys. And we're just about ready to go here. And man, when I take these things off, everything's blurry. Like right now, I can't even see the words on my Bible. I can now. But you know what? Seeing things close up, I think this is kind of normal when you get a little older. It goes a little blurry on you, but I can see for miles. I got an eye of an eagle. I do. I can see for miles. And that's the part that's important to me. As long as I can see from a good distance, I can keep driving. So I'm going to get my logbook prepared and we'll be on our way.
Make me broken so I can be healed. 'Cause I'm so callous and now I can't feel. I wanna run to you with heart wide open. Make me broken. Make me empty so I can be filled. 'Cause I'm still holding onto my will. And I'm completed when you are with me. Make me empty till you are my one desire. Till you are my one true love. Till you are my breath, my everything. Lord, please keep making me. Make me lonely so I can be yours. Till I want no one more than you, Lord. 'Cause in the darkness I know you will hold me. Make me lonely till you are my one desire. Till you are my one true love. Till you are my breath, my everything. Lord, please keep making me. Till you are my one desire. Till you are my one true love. Till you are my breath, my everything. Lord, please keep making. I know you'll keep making. Lord, please keep making me.
Okay. It is 3:30, and I am at the yard, and yeah, I got here at some good timing. I haven't received a load yet that I'm taking out. It's kind of strange though. My friend Glenn, he's like probably coming down the connector right now, which is like at least 3 hours away, 2 hours away. He's already got a load for tomorrow. I'm already here and I haven't received one yet. So you know what? Normally I would say, what's going on? That's not fair. And I was listening to a really good sermon today, and it really opened my eyes to understand that as followers of Christ, as children of God, we have our life is pretty well in the complete control of the Lord. Everything we do, every place we go, He allows it to happen. He opens those doors, and nothing happens without His okay, whether we believe it or not, whether we want to believe that or not. And that's the way I'm going to be looking at life from now on, with a totally different attitude. If something is not going what I wanted it and how I wanted it to go, it's because God had other plans. There's another reason. There's a divine appointment to what He's planning me to do. So if I don't have a load right now, and I'm not going to get sent out until early morning or late tomorrow afternoon, there's a reason behind it. There's a divine reason behind it, because God is in complete control of my life. And I'm just going to be content and happy with whatever He gives me, because I am, in God's eyes, well, I consider myself an owner-operator, because God is the boss, and He tells me to go wherever I go. And of course, He works through the company. So, yeah, instead of getting upset about it, I'm just going to say, okay, Lord, wherever You send me, that's fine. If You want me to be stranded for 3 days, there's a reason behind it, and maybe I'll ask Him what it is. He may or may not tell me, I don't know. So I'm just going to drop this trailer and go over to the office, drop my paperwork off, and wait it out and see what happens. If there's nothing going on today, chances are I will be given something tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll be sent with another empty trailer. And I'll have an opportunity to relax tonight again and work on a video. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. My dear friends, guess what? We're on our way. Oops. Almost on our way. We have about 5 hours to go. I don't know, maybe I'll go all the way to Kamloops. I'm not sure yet. We have our empty trailer.
Have 5 unread messages.
And it is filthy. We can't take it directly to the Walmart the way it looks. There's no way. The company is trying to maintain high standards, especially with Walmart, and there's one thing that I'm not going to do, and I'm not going to take a dirty trailer there. So let's go! I think we're going to go as far as Merritt or Kamloops. We'll find out. A little bit of a sentimental attachment to this truck stop. I remember when I was working for Butterworth, I used to do my resets down here, and I went to the top of that hill, you guys probably remember. Used to really enjoy that. Yeah, that was good memories. Good memories. Alright, are we going to get a parking spot here? Or are we going to get...
We're dry roads and I just saw snowplow. I feel much.
Tell me there's a spot here to park. Oh man, there's a spot right here. That guy doesn't take it. I might end up being parked in the exact same place I was last time. I think so. Where's he going? Is he gonna park over there? I don't know. Looks like I got the same spot, people, as I did last time. Isn't that funny? Yeah. This is where I was parked. Not last night, obviously, because last night I was in Rebels or Golden, but I was parked here the night before, same spot. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for coming through for me. Hallelujah. Woo! We made it. 9 o'clock. You know what? Today's been a glorious day. It really has been a good day. Some light. I feel great. I just had a very, very good day today. God has just been really speaking to me in the last few days. Revealing stuff to me and teaching me some stuff, and I've really been happy with it. Today he really taught me to appreciate, or not to appreciate, let's see if I can word that right. I'm still half asleep. I'm still half asleep. I am half asleep. Not to get frustrated when things don't go my way right away. And to know that there is a divine plan in my life every single day. Everything that happens in my life is chosen by God. And that is really reassuring. Providing I'm walking in the will of God, because if I'm not, then I feel like I'm wandering around in circles and I'm wandering in the dark, and I've had that feeling, and it's not very comfortable. All right, well, I am done for the night. I'm going to have some food, and I am going to hit the hay. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I was going to say something else, but okay, I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. I sound like I'm drunk. Drunk in the spirit, yeah. Well, it's just before 7 a.m. Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'm having a really good morning. I got up at 5:30 this morning, had an opportunity to take a walk and say my prayers, and you know what? I was thinking to myself this morning, I'm going to do this from now on. I'm going to go to bed a little bit earlier, just so I can get up in the morning a little bit earlier and spend that time alone with the Lord. And it's a really nice, wonderful, wonderful feeling. And I was just praying this morning. I was saying, God, thank you so much for everything. Just want to hear your voice. That's my biggest heart desire right now. My biggest heart's desire is to hear his voice. To receive his discernment, his wisdom, his direction in my life right now. That's the biggest desire I have right now. Out of everything I can possibly think of, over companionship, over money, over health, everything. I just want to become closer to God and hear Him and feel His presence in my life. And I do feel His presence in my life. And I was up there and I'm like, okay, Lord, I am now willing to listen. I'm now willing to listen. So I'm excited about what He's going to do. He's done a lot for me this week, and you guys are probably could tell by some of the videos, or some of the caption in this video, my narration, etc., that God has been doing some amazing stuff. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to my reset. So.
I've been restless on the inside, wondering about this heart of mine. I've been desperately trying to find a way to prove that I'm still alive. Has the love I speak so loudly of quietly grown cold? Has my life been an empty voice? What I say needs to be seen. I need to step out and make the choice to let go of everything. Would you reignite this heart spark here in the dark? Bring your love to life inside of me. Why don't you break my heart till it moves my hands and feet? For the hopeless and the broken, for the ones that don't know that you love them, bring your love to life inside of me. The generation you're calling out, living everything that we sing about, a revelation right here and now, a love beyond a shadow of a doubt, love that's greater than our own, won't remain unknown. When you bring your love to life inside of me, why don't you break my heart till it moves my hands and feet? For the hopeless and the broken, for the ones that don't know that you love them, bring your love to life inside of me. Love come to life, love come to life, bring love to life inside of me. Love come to life, love come to life, bring love to life inside of me. Love come to life, love come to life, bring love to life inside of me. Love come to life, love come to life, bring love to life inside of me. Bring your love to life inside of me. Why don't you break my heart till it moves my hands and feet? For the hopeless and the broken, for the ones that don't know that you love them, bring your love to life inside of me. Why don't you break my heart till it moves my hands and feet? For the hopeless and
You have 2 unread messages.
The Thanksgiving weekend marathon.
I made it to Calgary, and I'm at the wash bay in the Calgary yard because the trailer I have is a mess. It's filthy. As I said before, I can't take this trailer like this over to the Walmart DC, so I got the guy here washing it for me. And maybe at the same time I'll get myself a GPS fell down. Get myself a truck wash too. I mean, this thing here that washes the truck, it's an automated thing, and it goes all the way down, and it'll wash the trailer too, so might as well, right? Good impression for the company when we take these trailers to Walmart. And at the same time, maybe I'll get a little bit of a truck wash, but this thing doesn't do a great job washing the truck. It does a terrible job. The only place I can really get a good truck wash, and that is if I'm over at the Edmonton yard. and I'm not at the Edmonton yard, so I'm going to have to settle for less. But at least it'll get some of the dirt off, but not very much. So as soon as I drop or finish up here, I can drop my trailer off over at the Walmart DC, and I'll be on my reset. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway. Man, I'm getting hungry. No, I'm gonna stay. I'm just dropping it off at the Walmart. No, I'm on a reset. Done for a day. Thank you. Man, I'm hungry. Dropped my trailer. I am officially on my reset. Yes, finally. Long awaited reset. 4 o'clock. That's good because that means I'll be able to start Sunday morning. Early Sunday morning if I want to. My reset will be finished at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 in the morning on Sunday morning. So if they want me to head out at 5, I'll be available. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I am all finished. My friends, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. It had a little bit of everything, didn't it? I tried to include some really nice scenery, and I tried to include some really good music, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you happen to know anybody out there that is interested in this kind of work, you know, pass the video link around, or show, you know, tell some people about the channel. Because the whole purpose of this channel is the whole purpose of it is to give God glory, to show people out there what it's like out here, and to bring God glory. If these videos didn't bring God any glory at all, I wouldn't do them. I just wouldn't do them. It's for His glory. His glory. So my dear friends, it's been a pleasure. I will be praying for you all like I always do. And I'm just leaving the Walmart DC here. Yeah, you have a nice day too. He goes like that to me. Pleasant guy. Oh well, maybe he's got bigger problems than I think. Anyway. I'm not a fly. He's swatting at me like I'm a fly. Oh well. Anyhow, I will catch up with you guys when I'm finished my reset. And until next time, God bless you all in the name of Yeshua. Please keep me in your prayers, because I'll be praying for you. Bye-bye for now.